Canada and Russia for the gold medal at the 2020 World Junior Hockey Championship. And here we go. Andrea faces off, and the puck run back to the Russian zone. Galenyuk plays it across for Alexander Romanov, the top defenseman in last year's tournament. Tidal Andrea plays that in the corner. He got belted down by Dmitry Voronkov. Puck loose and fed across by Voronkov. Canada, by the way, is the home team in this game, wearing its black uniform. Aiden Dudas across the line. He got squeezed off the puck. Galenyuk goes back, shoves down Dudas. There's Romanov with it. The Russians struck for 3 goals in the first 13 minutes of the round-robin meeting.
Discipline will be a key early. You can only imagine how excited these kids are, pumped with adrenaline in the start of this gold medal game.
Evan Ball of the Ottawa 67s ahead for Liam Foudy. Fires it in. Foudy picked as one of Canada's top 3 players in the tournament by the management staff. Centering pass for Foudy, a backhand shot on the goalpost. Rebound to Nolan Foote. That's tapped wide by Foudy. What a chance there for Foudy. Now knocked down at center ice by Bowen Byram, who missed the semifinal game with a stomach bug. Canada actually segregating players in the hotel, moving them to different floors and different rooms to try to contain the illness.
I got to tell you, I'm shocked that Barrett Hayton has taken a shift here.
Now walking in a quick chance. Holker turns that away as Alexandrov came in.
Good for him. This looked so bad yesterday, and here he is in the game. We'll see what he's got.
Ivan Morozov feeds that back at the point for Daniel Missul. Missul in, shoots. That was blocked by Byram. Owen Byram, the Vancouver Giants, ahead for Dylan Cousins. He battles for it. Puck squirted free in front, knocked down by Bernard Docker. Byram, lead pass to Cousins, in with Lafreniere and Hayton. Drop pass by Cousins is picked up by Pavel Dorofeyev. Fed across now. Zhuravlov, who saved the goal of that semifinal win over Sweden. Plays it back around. Picked up by Hayton. Shovels it ahead to Lafreniere. Alexei Lafreniere in, shoots, and a pad save made by Niftahoff. Russians have pulled goaltenders in 3 games in the tournament so far. And did it the last time they met in the gold medal game against Canada in 2015. 2.5 minutes in, Brogdon switched netminder. Akil Thomas tied up behind the goal. Back for Dawson Mercer. Now Jared McIsaac, one of 5 returnees for Canada, has to retreat. Mercer up ahead for Thomas. Kicked in by Raphael Lavoie. Lavoie in deep, trying to center it. Mercer throws it back in front. That's knocked away. Bernard Docker walks in. He hammered that high. What a pace here in the first period.
He's just watching this and thinking this is not even a little bit surprising how quickly these 2 teams, these 2 rivals, have come out and started to play.
Jamie Drysdale, lead pass for Lavoie. His long shot blocked away by Niftahoff. Loose to Tidal Andrea. Delandria throws that back in the corner. Romanov, the Montreal Canadiens' second-round pick, is back to pick it up. He's being watched there by Dudas. Vasily Podkolzin. Lead pass to Voronkov. He got tangled up. Marchenko a long shot. That's gloved by Hofer, and he'll hang on. Last time they met in the gold medal game against Canada in 2015.
Off this backhander, kind of shovel it towards the net.
Now the fake's off in the Canadian zone. Joe Veleno will take the draw against Alexander Havanov.
And I would suspect, even though Hayton's playing, he's not going to be much of a factor in the face-off circle. That puts a heavier load on Joe Veleno, who has taken draws at a high rate and been successful in this tournament.
He was terrific in the 3rd period of Canada's opening game win against the United States. Went 12-5 on draws in that game and led Canada in ice time in the hockey game. Now Ty Smith picks it up, the reigning CHL defenseman of the year. Up for Nolan Foote, the scoring star for the Kelowna Rockets. Now the forecheck is Veleno. And Zamula backboard for the Russians. Across to Grigory Denisenko, who led the tournament scoring a year ago. Trying to find Havanov. He was spun around. Ty Smith goes in. He and Havanov collide. Puck loose along the boards. Played back by Denisenko. And a penalty coming to Canada. Havanov was spilled. And the Russians will get the game's first power play 4 minutes and 5 seconds in. And Jared McIsaac will go off.
This Russian power play started out just terribly, but they've got 7 power play goals in the last 3 games. Special teams likely have a factor, of course, in a 1-game final. McIsaac is trying to box out Havanov. His stick gets tied up in his feet, and just when his stick is there, the goaltender Hofer gives him a shove as well. So Canada's penalty killers will get to work here early.
Russia started the tournament 0 for 15 on the power play. They're 7 for 17 since. Romanov fires. That was blocked. Dorofeyev tries to knock it down, and it's played out by Dellandrea. Dorofeyev was taken off the Russian top power play unit early in the tournament when the Russians were struggling. Back on it now.
This has become their second unit. It started as the number 1 unit, but with Denisenko's group just on the ice, they've gone back to Morozov and Marchenko and Podkolzin up front.
Bouncing puck behind the goal, picked up by Byram. Byram slaps at it. The puck loose along the sideboards. Morozov plays that back at the point for Zamula. Podkolzin plays that back door. A hard shot taken by Marchenko. That's knocked away by Hofer. Marchenko back to Zamula. Long wrist shot. Hofer makes the stop through the screen of Podkolzin.
Joel Hofer's taken over the Canadian goal, a .945 save percentage coming into today. Go back a few weeks. It's amazing how long this tournament and pre-tournament and camp is, but how quickly things change. The Canadian staff was talking about as they went to training camp, it's a goal dogfight. Nobody is there's no clear order. Anybody's got a chance to be the starter. It started with Nico Dawes. Joel Hofer came in relief, and then it's taken over the net. He has been simple and sensational in goal for Canada.
Aiden Dudas fires that down to the Russian zone. A minute to go in the Russian power play. Miftahov plays it across for Denisenko. Grigory Denisenko. First round pick of the Florida Panthers in 2018. Drops it off for Havanov. Now Voronkov brings it around. Alexandrov drops it back. And a race for it. That's blocked down by Zamula. Plays it across to Denisenko, being watched there by Dudas. Denisenko feeds that down to Alexandrov. Alexandrov back to Havanov. He holds and feeds that back. Zamula across to Havanov. Has a lane, waits. Being watched there by Ball, feeds it down. Voronkov, a centering pass. Across they come. Denisenko powdered down wide. Havanov knocks it down. 20 seconds to go in the Russian power play. Havanov loose behind the Canadian goal. Feeds that back to Denisenko. Denisenko back to Havanov. That pass disrupted by Dudas. The puck leaves the zone.
Great play by Dudas to be aware that where the pass option was to get a stick into the lane. And Canada does a terrific job killing off the first Russian power play.
One shot for the Russians on that man advantage. A drop pass, misfired. And they look for Havanov, picked up now by Cousins. And Dylan Cousins, who can fly, brings it out. Away comes Cousins. Keen center ice and across the line. He shoots. Miftahov makes the save. Cousins back on it. Pokes it back in front. That's knocked down by Mizyul. Chipped in now by Ratishev. Nikita Ratishev. Tied up there by Byram. Picked up by Jacob Bernard Docker. Out to center ice to Hayton. Up he goes for Lafreniere. Drops it back to Hayton. Hayton taps it back down to Lafreniere. The puck at his skates. He wheels it back for Ty Smith. Smith. Down to Lafreniere. A shot that deflects wide on the other side. McIsaac played it back. That's picked off. And kicked in by Polyenkov. He turns it over. Lafreniere to McIsaac. In shoots. That's partly blocked by Polyenkov. At the line is Ty Smith to Lafreniere. Lafreniere plays it down. McIsaac a centering pass. Missed Hayton. And now Ty Smith pokes it ahead. Good pressure by Canada here. Finally moved out by Maxim Sorkin. Rink wide pass to Hayton. Drops it out to McIsaac. His shot kicked up by Miftahov. Podkolzin. Up ahead to Voronkov. Dmitry Voronkov working on McIsaac. Pulls it right to the front of it. Sends it back in front. That goes through everyone and back out to center ice. 7.5 gone here in a scoreless first period.
Everybody takes a break here as the puck goes down and teams get the change. But man, this has been fast. There is a real heaviness to this pace of the game.
Podkolzin poke check by Kevin Ball. And the play is offside at the Canadian line. It's the gold medal game of the 2020 World Junior Hockey Championship.
The upper body, the left shoulder of Hayton is the issue, and you saw him wander into the corner, not finish a check that he likely would. He talked before the tournament about calling the other returnees about leadership, how they would help lead this team. Gord, he's doing what he can here as the captain of the team to try and give them some minutes in the middle of the ice. It's clear he's nowhere near 100%.
Igor Zamula plays for the Calgary Hitmen in the Western League, sends that ahead. Back goes Kalen Addison to pick it up. Brings that around. Nolan Foote up ahead for Joe Valeno, working out with Footy. He was poke checked by Morozov. Zamula back across to Zhuravlov. And the Russians settle things down. The shots are even at 4. Morozov, long lead pass. Nolan Foote got a stick on that. Shot down, and Hofer sweeps that back for Kevin Ball of the Ottawa 67. Addison, long lead pass for Liam Footy. Footy drops it off to Valeno. And Joe Valeno chips that down to the corner. Hubanoff back to pick it up. Brings that around. Held by Bernard Docker. Plays it back in. Footy trying to dig that free. It's back at center ice, and Byram knocks it down for Canada for Bernard Docker. Jacob Bernard Docker, lead pass for Delandria. That was knocked away. And a move ahead by Romanov. His long shot gloved by Hooper, and he'll hang on to that as Byram gets tangled up behind the goal. And there is Valery Bragin, the head coach of the Russian national junior team for the 6th straight World Junior. Inconceivable that Russia has 1 gold medal in the last 16 years in this tournament.
Well, their leader is Alexander Romanov, who has had another outstanding tournament, the Montreal Canadiens second rounder. And I'm with you, Gord. When I look through the past winners and medal winners of this tournament, it seems unbelievable some of these streaks that are rolling around, including the Russians not having more gold medals recently.
This is the 25th World Junior with a playoff format. As the puck is won back to Missioul. Long shot, bounces down in front, knocked down by Cousins. The Russians are playing their 13th gold medal game. They're 4-8 in the previous 12. Poked ahead by Jamie Drysdale, the first 17-year-old to play for Canada at the World Junior since Aaron Ekblad in 2014. Kai Smith picks it up. Smith banks it off the sideboards, back down to the Russian zone. This will be icing against Canada.
The 2020 IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship is brought to you by the Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup. Kiwis, submit your good deed for the chance to win $100,000 for charity.
Back here on Ostrava, the final day of the 2020 World Junior Hockey Championship, a terrific host city. The rink's been packed here night after night. Tremendous atmosphere. Helped by the fact that there's some 3,000 Canadians here. Kai Smith swings back for it. Smith pokes at it, knocked down by Podkolzin. Smith another whack at it, plays to the center to Hayton. In comes Barrett Hayton with Lafreniere. The drop for Lafreniere, moves in, and Zamula poke check that away. Lafreniere down to Hayton. Hayton pivots back. And again, Hayton on it. Knocked away from him at the line, held by Bernard Docker. In deep forward, favor of Russia, a scoreless opening period.
The best chance was Liam Footy's floating backhander that hit the goalpost just a couple of minutes in.
Alexandrov squeezed there by Byram. Now Valeno reaching for it. Back at the point, Gallenga can't hold it. Footy almost off to the races there. And Valeno back to pick it up. Joe Valeno playing this year with Grand Rapids of the American League, the first-round pick of the Detroit Red Wings. Winds his way in. Footy shoots. Gloved by Niftaha, and a penalty coming to Russia.
This is a slashing penalty on Joe Valeno as he's carrying the puck through the middle of the ice.
And so Nikita Alexandrov will go off, and Canada gets its first power play of the game. 9:17 left in the period.
He reaches out with the stick and slashes the left hand of Valeno, and Canada's power play, which has been unbelievable in the tournament, 12 for 27. Will get their first opportunity. Canada has killed off Russia's power play, the one that they've had.
Valeno, Cousins, Lafreniere up front, Hayton on the back end along with Kalen Addison.
Remember when Barrett Hayton has his 4 power play goals? He can really shoot it off the top of that circle. We'll see if that's an option here.
Lafreniere winds that down to Cousins. Dylan Cousins plays that back to Addison. Addison to Lafreniere. Walks it and shoots. Miftahoff fights that off. Misule around the boards and back down the ice. Washington allowed 6 goals on 29 opposition power plays. They got lit up a bit by Sweden in their overtime win in the semifinals. Addison drops it back to Hayton. He swings it back to Addison. 8:45 to go in the period. Away comes Hayton through the middle of the ice. That's knocked away from Valeno. And Cousins has it back. Dylan Cousins. In across the line is Hayton. There Hayton works in. It rolls off his stick. And now Podkolzin has it back for the Russian. Plays it through the middle of the ice to Voronkov. Dmitry Voronkov working in. Voronkov shoots. He goes wide with that. And now Hayton waiting for it. Pivots back along the board. And Addison swings back to pick it up. A minute to go in the Canadian power play. Addison up to Valeno. Joe Valeno swings that down for Cousins. Now Hayton goes after it. Hayton knocked down, plays it back for Lafreniere. In for Hayton. Barrett Hayton walks in, shoots. That was blocked. Bounces back at the point for Byram.
That takes a bite out of Romanoff. He's still on the limp a little bit.
Byram crisscrossing with Lafreniere. In comes Alexei Lafreniere. Post up. The Russian stick knocked away, and a penalty coming to Canada. The stick knocked out of the hands of Malcolm Sorkin. And Joe Valeno's going to go off with 27 seconds to go in the Canadian power play.
Valeno's trying to open up a passing lane by getting Sorkin's stick out of the way. Take a look at 17, and no, you just can't do that. Interference is the call. He's trying to lift his stick so there's a pass lane for Lafreniere. Canada gets burned on it, and we'll have 4-on-4 for just under 30 seconds. Romanoff blocked the Hayton wrist shot. Struggling a little bit on the Russian bench. Man, is he a key for this Russian team.
So McMichael to take the face off against Morozov, and Connor McMichael wins that draw. Ty Smith plays around for Bernard Docker. 4-on-4 for 20 more seconds. Smith back to pick it up. Bernard Docker swings that across to Foudy. Liam Foudy. Bottled up there by Morozov. Winds his way through center ice. In comes Foudy with a great move. Foudy works back in. Tries to wrap it around. Now the goaltender Miftahoff has lost his stick. Zhuravlov gives it back to him. Now the Russians on the power play. Backhand shot by McMichael, and a save made by Miftahoff. Russia on its second power play now. 0 for 1 in their first with 1 shot. Morozov drops it back for Denisenko. 7 to go in the opening period. Zamula drops that back for Denisenko. Grigory Denisenko. Back across to Havanov. Voronkov to Havanov. Dropped off to Denisenko. Alexandrov back out there for the Russians. A cross-ice pass broken up by Dudas, and he sends it down.
That's the second time today Dudas has been in the right place to deflect a pass away and clear it down the ice on the penalty kill.
Alexandrov takes a return pass from Havanov. Back at the point is Denisenko. Across to Zamula. Back for Denisenko, has time. On shot, in a leg in front, now reaching for it, not knocking it out is Thomas. Havanov with it. Havanov drops it back. Denisenko a drive. That was blocked by Thomas, and Foudy plays it out. And now the play offside at the Canadian line with 20 seconds to go in the Russian power play.
A couple of real good blocks for Canada on the penalty kill. Aiden Dudas makes a couple of strong plays defensively as well. There's the first block that catches McIsaac, buckles him as it hits him in the knees, and there's Akil Thomas. What a block to come into the middle of the ice. Joe Valeno appreciates the effort as Thomas comes across to the middle, and he's a ways away. That takes some courage to get down there and block it that far away from the shooter. He blocks it and chips it out of the zone. At this point in the round-robin game, it was 3-0 Russia. A very different situation with a very different-looking Canadian team tonight. Romanov for Podkolzin. Man, that seems like forever ago. Podkolzin fires that down. Picked up by Byram. Final seconds now of the power play. Dudas on it now. Lifts that to the line, but not up. Morozov kept it alive.
Marchenko gets there first for the Russians. Squeezed off the puck by Bernard Docker. Podkolzin tries to knock it down. Galeno out of the box. Chips out across the blue line. No shots for Russia on that last power play. 5.5 to go here in the opening period. Romanov flying through center ice. He's taken down by Dellandrea. Hofer for Byram. Oh, and Byram throws that back in the corner. And now Byram has to retreat. In around is Ilya Kruglov. Drops it down to Ratishev. Dellandrea trying to kick that free. Sorkin comes in. Now Sorkin works it loose. Tries to move it back in front. Knocked away by Smith. Kruglov back on it. Canada bottled up here. Now a penalty coming to Ty Smith. It'll be a tripping call as Kruglov went flying.
You can really take the wind out of somebody if you do a great job penalty killing early. This is another important time in the game here for Canada's penalty killers.
Isaac fired that down. Now Foodie bounces it down to the Russian zone. Miftahoff leaves it there for Dorofeyev. Drops it back to Podkolzin, the Vancouver first-rounder. Podkolzin across the line. Poke check by McIsaac. And Dudas knocks it out. Dorofeyev lines it across to Podkolzin. Romanov across to Marchenko. Pass flipped ahead for Marchenko, but knocked down by Veleno and played back to center ice. They'll try the other side. Dorofeyev works in. Being shadowed there by McIsaac. Dorofeyev sets it up. Drops that back at the point for Romanov. Romanov a long shot. Hoping to save. Rebound. Drops down. Played to the corner by Byram. Dorofeyev in for Podkolzin. Podkolzin plays it back across to Marchenko. Down to Podkolzin. Podkolzin plays it back in front. Byram got in the way of that. Now a pass back across. Hofer makes the stop on the deflection. Podkolzin with it. Feeds it back to Dorofeyev. Dorofeyev to Podkolzin that bounced off his stick. Podkolzin. Back for Dorofeyev. Romanov. Back down to Marchenko. Fans of that shot. Played around by Byram. And Dorofeyev knocks it down. Pavel Dorofeyev. Centering pass for Rozov. And it dribbles down to Hofer. He hangs on to that.
What a reactionary stop by Joel Hofer as a puck deflects off the left foot of Jared McIsaac. McIsaac's in front of the net. This is a cross-crease pass off the foot and tremendous reflexes and positioning by Joel Hofer. The St. Louis Blues 4th-round draft choice in 2018 has been sensational in this tournament. There's a real calmness to the way he plays the position. He's had a fantastic year in Portland to the Western Hockey League. A .937 save percentage there, a .945 save percentage coming into this gold medal final today.
Hofer, a native of Winnipeg, was drafted by St. Louis in the 4th round in 2018. Traded from Swift Current to Portland last year. You mentioned his save percentage in the Western League, #2 to Dustin Wolf, who came here for the United States in this tournament.
You go to a new city, you get a new billet. He's billeting with Ian Walsh, the NHL referee, and his family.
Long shot there from Zamula. That was blocked and sent back down the ice. 20 seconds to go in the Russian power play. Denisenko feeds on ahead. Voronkov, a long shot. That goes wide. Played back in by Havanov. Bernard Docker gets to it. Plays it along the boards. Foodie racing to it. Now in the corner, Voronkov. Final seconds of the power play. Voronkov. He got knocked down. Plays it down to Alexandrov. Havanov feeds that back. Zamula plays it across. Denisenko and drive. Another penalty coming to Canada here. Touched up by Dellandrea. And a slashing call will once again put Russia on the power play for the 4th time in the first period. And this time it'll be Kevin Ball who goes off.
I was looking at the shooter, didn't see this live. Ball's in front of the net. And there's the slash as he comes down over top of Voronkov.
Russia, 4 shots on 3 power plays. Veleno got dumped. Back at the point. Romanov was shot in the glove save by Hofer.
And if Canada can kill this off, you're going to be down under a minute in this period. You could pull the air out of Team Russia here if you've kicked them in the shins 4 times on the power play. Huge draws here for Veleno. The continued aggressiveness of Canada's penalty kill is a paramount at this time. They have given Russia almost no time to set and create a play. It's been really impressive so far.
Now Veleno trying to win that forward. Here's Romanov back with it. Alexander Romanov lines it across to Dorofeyev, walks it and fires. That deflected wide. Loose puck on the side to Drysdale, and Jamie Drysdale gets bumped there by Morozov. Into the corner for Podkolzin. Now Podkolzin drops it back to Romanov. Romanov to Dorofeyev. Back to Romanov. Feeds it across. Dorofeyev, a shot that was blocked by Drysdale. It took a fight out of Jamie Drysdale. He's slow to get to his feet. Dorofeyev drops that back to Romanov. His long wrist shot got through off the inboard, swept away by Hofer. Loose behind the goal to Podkolzin. Vasily Podkolzin to Dorofeyev.
Drysdale continues to limp around.
Now Romanov shoots, that deflects wide. Marchenko plays it down to Podkolzin, tied up by Drysdale. And the puck loose in the corner for Morozov. Minute to go in the Russian power play. Dorofeyev back for Romanov. Romanov feeds across. Marchenko. Cross ice pass, Dorofeyev tees it up and shoots. Hofer the save, and he pounces on the rebound. That's Stephen Mummelaine and sister Lila Hofer looking on as Joel Hofer, the 19-year-old from Winnipeg, puts on a show here in the first period.
These penalty killers have done an amazing job. We saw the shot blocked by Drysdale. He's being tended to at the Canadian bench, but when the puck gets to Hofer, everything is locked down. The players talked about his rebound control, how calming it is, and it continues to be.
It's a long shot, that deflected. Now picked up, and a jam play. Sorkin couldn't poke it home, and it's sent down the ice by Dellandrea. Daniel Zhuravlov, the Colorado fifth-round pick, slides to the head to Missoul. Missoul fires it in. 25 seconds to go in the power play. Bernard Docker has time. And the play was offside. The face-off will go all the way back down the Russian zone as they were warned to tag up and did not.
Valeri Bragin does some things that are tough to follow sometimes. He's got a power play on the ice. He's obviously not very happy with what the first couple of units have done. So his last power play is Kruglov, who doesn't have a goal in the tournament, Ratishev, who has one, and Sorkin has one in the tournament. Those guys are on the ice. You wouldn't expect that they're going to score very much, but clearly not happy with the way those first three power plays have gone. Now Canada 20 seconds from getting out of a fourth.
Zamula drops that back. Here's Denisenko, leaving it back for Havanov. Havanov works in. Couldn't get a shot away. Havanov drops that back. The pass misfires in the final minute now of the opening period. So Yankov back for it. 2 shots for Russia on that power play. They're 0 for 4 in the first period. Canada was shorthanded for 6 of the last 6 minutes and 53 seconds.
Now you got to get your big boys back in the game here. Lafreniere on the ice for the first time in forever to get him into the flow.
Foot couldn't sweep it out. Denisenko plays it across. Havanov can get a shot away. Now does it. Bounces back in front. There's Sokolov with it. Back at the point he goes. Zamula. Zamula moves in. Shoots. That took the stick out of Foot's hands. And now poke ahead for Hayton. Away comes Barrett Hayton. Winds it across the line. Hayton took a whack on the hands there. Hayton centers it. Picked up by Lafreniere. Spins and shoots. It bounces down in front. Picked up by Smith. 10 seconds to go in the period. Ty Smith feeds it rink wide to Ball. Ball walks in. Kevin Ball, a backhand shot. Loose in front. They couldn't get the rebound. Ball back with it. Feeds across the Hayton. He shoots. That was blocked. And time expires here at the end of the first period. Hayton slipped Sokolov with a stick, attempting that shot. And there may be another penalty to Canada here at the end of the first period. The officials are conferring.
I think Hayton's stick ramps right up Sokolov's stick and hits.
The period number 2 in the gold medal game. The 9th time Canada and Russia have faced each other for gold since the playoff format began 25 tournaments ago. They've split the previous 8 meetings. Canada won the most recent in 2015 in Toronto. That clearing attempt hit the referee, Lassie Heikkinen. Will go the other way to Bowen Byram. Connor McMichael Sends that rink wide for Aiden Dudas, and he drops it back for Bernard Docker. Byram, a lead pass for Delandria. The play was offside at the Russian line.
Delandria found a seam up the middle of the ice, and Byram had his head up and just missed him with a neutral zone clearing pass. Byram, who did not play yesterday, had an illness that has been running around this tournament. He just misses him, maybe a half a stride late.
Now Cousins will take the face-off out there with Hayton and Lafreniere. Cousins, the natural centerman, playing for Lethbridge in the Western League. That's his accustomed position. He wins the drawback. Picked up by Lafreniere, busting out with Hayton. Lafreniere puts it back across to Cousins with a shot. Smith fights it off, loose in front. Smith can't reach it. Ty Smith jumps up, the puck still loose, and a penalty coming to Russia for putting the hand over the puck. It was not in the crease, which would be a penalty shot. But Polyenkov's going to go off, and Canada goes to the power play.
Off the defensive zone face-off, Alexis Lafreniere is going to create this play. You always want, as a centerman, help from your wingers. This puck is tied, and Lafreniere co-drags it out of the mess, and he's got a 3-on-2. He's going to flip this across and then get back to the front of the net, and in the ensuing scramble, the Russians are trying to clear the puck, and it's Havanov who blocks the shot, and you'll see his left hand get on top of the puck. Oh, it's actually Polyenkov who's going to go in Canada's second power play. We'll get a chance in the first minute of the second period.
The first was truncated by a Canadian penalty to Valeno. Here's Cousins. Back to Addison. Kalen Addison. Drops it back for Lafreniere. Addison. Feeds across to Hayton. Hayton. Back to Addison. Long wrist shot that was blocked in front by Ratisha. The puck still loose. Knocked down at the line by Addison. Keeps it alive for Lafreniere. Alexis Lafreniere. Drops it back to Addison. Addison to Lafreniere. In shoots. He whistled that wide.
He scored 2 goals in this tournament on the power play from that spot on this play.
Cousins couldn't reach the puck. Ratisha trying to backhand it out. And now it's knocked back down the ice. Valeno goes back to pick it up. Valeno blocked up at center ice, but gathers up the bouncing puck. In he comes. Joe Valeno. Centering pass for Lafreniere. Bounced off his skate. Addison retreats to pick it up. Up ahead is Lafreniere. Winds it across the line. Alexis Lafreniere peels back. Rink wide it goes to Hayton. Baron Hayton. Swings it back to Addison. Lots of traffic in front. Addison drops it down to Hayton. He got spun around, and Doronkov plays it back to center. 35 seconds to go on the Canadian power play. Addison across to Cousins. In comes Dylan Cousins. Plays that back in the corner. Lafreniere picks it up. Centers a quick shot there by Valeno. Liftoff makes the save. It drops down to Cousins. Plays it back to Addison. He can't reach it. Fresh legs on the ice for Canada on the power play. Hofer lifts out ahead. And picked up by Connor McMichael. In comes McMichael, the London Knight star. Hook checked away from him. Final seconds now the power play. Smith goes back for it. One shot for Canada at power play. Still a scoreless game. In comes Smith with a shot that was blocked. Rebound. And now backing out is Lavoie. And the puck skipped over the glass into the mesh and out of play.
Well, the penalty killers have been on top of it for both teams. Canada 4 times, the Russians twice. The best Canadian chance is Joe Valeno here. Is outstanding work by Lafreniere. He times his stick lift nicely so he doesn't get a hooking penalty. And Valeno in tight tries to go short side roof. And Miftahoff makes the blocker save. A head shake from Valeno. He's had some tough luck around the front of the net in this tournament.
This is McMichael with Foot and Lavoie, the forward line for Canada. And the draw one back to Lavoie with a quick shot that goes wide. Picked out by McMichael. He centers it. That's picked off by Sokolov. Igor Sokolov. Now through the middle. Denisenko had that poked away. Ball whacked at it and leaves it there for Foot. Foot's brother Cal won a gold medal with Canada at the Buffalo tournament in 2018. His dad, Adam, a 2-time Stanley Cup champion, Olympic gold medalist. in 2002 for Canada. Now Denisenko works in. Sharp angle shot gloved by Hofer, and he'll squeeze that. A game dominated by special teams so far, scoreless in the second.
Something to keep an eye on. This is the 6th game on this ice sheet in the last 2 days. It's really warm in here today, by far the warmest day inside this arena. The ice has got to be getting soft if it's not already.
Earlier today, Kazakhstan beat Germany 6-1. Off the draw, that shot fired high and wide by Alexandrov. So Germany survives to play next year in Edmonton and Red Deer. Kazakhstan relegated. Austria comes up from Division 1A next year. The bronze medal game, Sweden beat Finland 3-2. McKaiser trying to work that ahead. He got tangled up in the corner. Now picked up by Dorofeyev. He got bumped off the puck by Smith. And away comes Ty Smith for Dudas. Up for Delandria. The pass misfired. Zamula has it back now for the Russian. And Zamula sends that in deep. Over for Smith. Pass in the middle, chipped in by Valeno. Now Foudy with a chance, and Foudy spun around and backhanded that wide. Alexandrov lost the puck to Dudas. Back in the corner is Delandria. Delandria got bumped to the corner. And now Delandria sends it back to the side of the goal for Foudy. Liam Foudy gets loose. Heels back in the corner. Foudy taken down by Pilyankov into the side of the net. And now Dudas trying to kick it free. Delandria on it. Alexandrov for Zamula. And Zamula to Nikita Alexandrov. He puts that wide. The Russians are changing. And Byram pokes it free. Byram across to Bernard Docker. There's for North Dakota in the NCAA. Up for Delandria moving in. And through Romanov. Now the puck loose in the corner for Lafreniere.
You've got to be aware when Romanov's there. He steps up so aggressively in the middle of the ice.
Loose in the corner. Jumping up is Bernard Docker to keep it alive. Backed up by Hayton. Now Lafreniere with it. Lafreniere shovels across for Cousins. In comes Byram with it. In the corner he goes for Lafreniere. Lafreniere to the goal mouth. Forward Byram a chance. Shoots with the hop save. Rebound. Chance for Lafreniere. The puck is still loose. Batted wide by Hayton. And now Romanov back with it for Russia. 5 gone here in the second period. Romanov works in. Alexander Romanov shovels that towards the goal. That was blocked by Byram. Hayton pokes it ahead for Cousins. He chips that there for Byram. In comes Bowen Byram. Beats that down to the Russian zone, and Canada will change. Marchenko winds in. 5 Canadians converge on him. And Ball knocks it loose in the corner. Marchenko squeezed off the puck by Addison. Picked up by Valeno. And away comes Joe Valeno. Racing across the line. A long shot, but the play was offside at the Russian line.
Canada's had the better of the play here, aided by that early power play, but in this period, the puck's been in this end of the ice. Bowen Byram's down low. Short shot, chip shot by Lafreniere, and all kinds of chaos around the front of the net. Liam Foudy uses his sprinter's feet to get himself clean, and then tries to drive the net. Pilyankov makes a really strong play to run him out of real estate. In those tight spots, Foudy can explode and accelerate so quickly, makes it really difficult for the defenders to handle him.
Thomas with the face-off back to Smith.
Rare fourth line shift for Canada.
We've not seen Quinton Byfield yet, the 13th forward for Canada. Havanov winds it across the line. Havanov dashes and shoots. Hofer makes the stop. Point blank on Alexander Havanov. Now loose behind the goal. Denisenko trying to center it. And moved ahead to Thomas. Akil Thomas in, shoots, hit the hop, save. The rebound dropped right in the slot. Havanov plays it around. Addison knocks it back in the corner. Picked up by Lavoie. Raphael Lavoie. Tied up by Havanov. At the point is Addison. Addison throws it back in the corner. Now Mercer on it. Knocked down by Ball. And the puck chipped back down the Canadian zone by Sokolov. Back goes Thomas across for Addison. Addison for McMichael, chips that down to the Russian zone. Back goes Zamula to pick it up, shadowed by McMichael. Across he goes to Pilyankov. Alexandrov swings that back for Zamula. 7 gone here in the second period. Lead pass. Dorofeyev works and a backhand shot goes high. Alexandrov back with it. Knocked down by Dellandrea. His pass through the middle, kept alive for a moment by Romanov. And now ball up ahead for Dudas. A Dudas with a drive, and Niftahoff makes the stop and hangs on. Joel Hofer took over the Canadian netmining duties midway through the opening round. Now Canada's #1 leads the tournament in save percentage.
This team walks in front of them, and he's kind of meandering through them, offering some advice, offering a different way to play here. I find him, he always looks like such a disciplinarian, and I think he probably is. But he has a real connection here to speak to young players. You see it all the time.
Drysdale fired that right down. Now the Russian defense, but Dellandrea blocked his stick. Jumping up is Drysdale to keep it alive. Knocked down by Cousins. Feeds across for Lafreniere. The pass missed for him. Sorkin. Around for Romanov. Alexander Romanov. Up ahead for Retichev. That was knocked down. Hayton back with it. Being shadowed there by Kruglov. And a penalty coming down to Russia. Wait a second. This is going against Canada. It's Hayton for holding the stick.
This is the second penalty that Kruglov has drawn in this game for the Russians. A holding the stick penalty down the boards is... Oh, boy. I gotta say, I thought the 4 penalties in the first period were penalties. I don't like that one.
So the Russians back to the power play. Hayton had no idea that was on him.
Yeah, that's not a penalty. Canada's got a beef with this one, but now they've got to kill it off.
Russia 0 for 4 in the power play with 6 shots. Morozov, Marchenko, up front with Podkolzin. Romanov on the back end. Along with Dorofeyev, puck loose in front, picked up by McIsaac. And Jared McIsaac lifts that back down to the Russian zone. McIsaac got tied up there by Romanov.
The Canadian bench was giving it to Romanov. He turned around and yelled something back at them.
In comes Morozov. Loose behind the Canadian goal. A centering pass was blocked there by Foudy, and McIsaac sends it down. Niftahoff out to play it, being watched there by Dellandrea. Brings it around for Romanov.
I'm at a loss why Russia's starting this power play unit. Every power play, they just haven't been good.
Marchenko in shoot, but Hofer makes the stop on him. Now Marchenko back with it. Drops it back to Romanov. Romanov with a wrist shot that was blocked by Veleno. Marchenko in for Morozov, walks in and fires. Hofer save, rebound, and Hofer's got that too.
Hofer's getting a standing O from the Canadian fans here. What an outstanding performance as Marchenko weaves his way through Bernard Docker and Byram. This hits the shaft of the stick of Hofer. Here's the Romanov hit. He ends up crashing heavily into the boards, and as he goes by the bench, you can see them all barking at him now. He's turning around to yell at them. What a terrific performance we're seeing from Joel Hofer. Canada's goaltender who's taken over in the net, their best penalty killer. He's made 4 or 5 great stops.
Now Zamula off the face-off win, has that ramp off the stick of Dellandrea. Joe Veleno led Canada in ice time in the opening period. The statisticians had him losing all 6 of the draws he took.
Part of the problem with all these penalties, aside from you're using some people a lot, is some guys aren't getting on the ice at all.
Right.
You need Alexis Lafreniere on the ice, but he doesn't kill penalties, and so he sits over there and has a watch while Canada's penalty killers are going to work.
Voronkov wins the draw back to Zamula. Zamula to Denisenko. Voronkov posted in front, trying to shake off ball. Alexandrov a backdoor pass, and the shot by Havanov deflects wide. Havanov centering pass and off a skate. Foudy kicks it ahead for Dellandrea. He can't knock it out. Now Foudy's got it shorthanded. In comes Foudy. On Zamula. Peels back and falls and slides that back behind the Russian goal. 35 seconds to go on the Russian power play. Zamula feeds it back to Denisenko. Denisenko works in. Walks right in. Denisenko shoots, and Hofer got a piece of that. Denisenko feeds that back to Zamula. Now Zamula along Risha. Tip scores! Alexandrov gets a piece, and the power play goal gives Russia a 1-0 lead.
I talked earlier about Russia using that other unit first all the time. I don't get it. It hasn't scored for them. This unit comes on late in the power play, and it's a simple shot by Zamula. It's tipped by Alexandrov. They're going to take a look at this, but this is a goal deflected out in the high slot. Right there. By Nikita Alexandrov, a second-round pick of the St. Louis Blues this past June. This will be his second goal of the tournament. And it goes between the legs of Joel Hofer.
Alexandrov, the only Russian player with a point in every game in the tournament. Plays for Charlottetown in the Quebec Major Junior League. He's a second-round pick of the St. Louis Blues. So the two officials from Finland, Lassi Heikkinen and Christian Wickman, looking at this.
Everybody sits and waits, and we've had a couple of looks at it. Of course, nobody on the ice here. The players haven't seen it because they don't show it on the board until the final decision is made. We'll get another look. Watch Alexandrov, 24. Deflects this right between the dots. Igor Zamula, a free agent signing by the Philadelphia Flyers out of the Calgary Hitmen. There's the deflection, and Hofer's going up high for it. It drops straight down between his feet. So now we're halfway through this game. The decision will be made here in the next minute or so, I would assume. But Canada's discussion has to be, we've been shorthanded 5 times. No more penalties. Let's get our feet moving. Let's start to keep pushing the play, because most of this second period, until this latest penalty, which I didn't love, was in the Russian end of the ice. Canada's forecheck had started to generate a little bit.
Yeah, the Canadians didn't like the call and likely won't like the result. They are taking a long look at this.
So it's below the crossbar is the deciding line.
Right.
I mean, with all due respect, it's not even close.
And here comes the call. It's a goal, and the Russians have a 1-0 lead. Alexandrov has 2 goals in the tournament, both against Canada.
So Dale Hunter goes right to Lafreniere, Hayton, and Cousins, which is the right move. And now you got to start generating some shift after shift momentum. As aggressive as you can be without opening the game up and giving up a man advantage break. Canada's got another gear in this game, Gord. If it stays 5-on-5, we'll find that gear as it moves along, but it has to be then. It can't be shorthanded and killing penalties all the time.
First goal allowed by Hofer on 54 shots in over 100 minutes. In comes Cousins. Dylan Cousins, the backhand shot, put that wide. Jumping up with Bernard Docker. He shoots, fired that wide. Now Byram goes back to the Canadian zone and picks up the rolling puck. Tries to go to Bernard Docker. Lafreniere chips that down. Hayton goes in after it. Right there with Israel.
There's no way that Canadian bench didn't notice Hayton go in and throw a body check. That's the first time physically he's gotten into it today.
Now Marchenko winds in. His drop pass picked off by Cousins. Throws it back to center ice. Marchenko had to take away Bernard Docker in front of the cuts. The backhand shot. Good draw. Rebound. Lafreniere turned away. Lafreniere. Penalty coming out of Russia. Russia. Ty Smith feeds it across. The extra skater comes on for Canada. This was one. There might be a second penalty here. There is. They're going to move. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for Canada. 9:21 to go in the second period. Canada down one. It's going to get a 2-man advantage. It'll be Veleno, Lafreniere, Cousins up front, Hayton on the back end along with Addison.
About a minute after the Russians took a 1-0 lead, Dale Hunter goes off the draw with Hayton, Lafreniere, and Cousins. They generate a scoring chance, a penalty, and then another one. This is a huge moment in the game.
Veleno wins the face-off back to Addison, to Hayton. Barrett Hayton, back to Addison. Galen Addison to Dylan Cousins. Veleno parked in front. 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. Hayton walks right in. Feeds it down to Lafreniere. Alexis Lafreniere. Washington and shoots. Niptohoff save. Rebound. Loses, but they score! Dylan Cousins ties the game!
I think Cousins has gotten better game by game by game. The big Lethbridge Hurricane forward, 6'3", such an explosive skater, has become a dominant force offensively. Watch him find the loose puck. Veleno's fishing around in front of the net on the rebound of the Lafreniere shot. He's occupied the defenseman, Galchenyuk. Nobody can find Dylan Cousins. And he puts it in. Now, it'll be interesting here. Niptohoff came flying out of the net, talking to the officials. He thinks he's been interfered with.
Here's the funny part of it, Ray. The Russians don't have any walkie-talkie communication at the bench that we've noticed. No one has an earpiece in, so they don't seem to be communicating with a coach upstairs. Now, Javi Bulin's jumped on a walkie-talkie to talk to him to see if they might challenge this.
From the overhead, it looks fine to me. It is fine. Canada's tied the game up, and they have 1:35 left on the second part of this power play.
Dylan Cousins makes history in this World Junior Championship, the first player on the Canadian roster from UConn. The Buffalo Sabres' first-round pick. Ties it up, and now Cousins works it in. Cousins drops it back to Addison. Across he goes to Veleno. Down to Lafreniere. Lafreniere, back to Veleno, a hard shot. Niptohoff saves the puck, still loose, and the fighting trickles down to Niptohoff. He'll hang on to that, and Niptohoff throws his stick. His mask comes off, and he clutches his head.
Not so sure what happened other than a dramatic fall. We'll take a look. It's Romanov who's the Russian defender.
He fell.
Yeah, he's trying to draw a penalty here, perhaps. Let's get another look at the goal. Alexis Lafreniere walks out high. Remember on the 5-on-4, Lafreniere's on the other side of the ice. He shoots it from the right wing. The save is made by Niptohoff. And now in that traffic, Joe Veleno fishes that puck out of there to get a second opportunity. And from the back door, here comes Dylan Cousins for his second of the tournament.
And he'll take the draw now.
Cousins has 9 points in the tournament.
Off the draw, Hayton battling for it. Down to Cousins. Veleno comes in as well. To an open wing it goes. Urtisha races to it. But Veleno got a stick on him, lost his own stick, and quickly retrieves it. Now the pass bounces down to the Canadian zone. Hofer has to stay in his net as Sorkin comes in. Along with Urtisha. Urtisha was calling for it. And Sorkin picking up the puck to him, now flips it back to center ice to Jaravlov. 40 seconds to go in the Canadian power play. Fired down. Hofer leaves it there for Addison. Top power play back on the ice for Canada. Addison up ahead for Hayton. Flips it across to Veleno. That pass misfired. Now Lafreniere has it. Alexis Lafreniere works it back to Addison. Galen Addison. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Hayton with it. Barrett Hayton drops it back to Addison. Addison in for Lafreniere. Across the Hayton. Shoots. That goes high. And Addison can't quite hold the line. Lead pass for Lafreniere. Chips that it high off the glass. Podkolzin picks it up. 3 shots on the entire power play for Canada. That puck goes over the glass. And it's a 1-1 tie with 7:16 to go in the second period.
Well, these are the two best teams. The difference between the two teams is minuscule. The Russians are 1 for 5 on the power play. Canada's 1 for 4. Barrett Hayton has a good chance to shoot the puck. He stops it rather than one-times it and zings it up over top of Miftahoff and his glove side.
The officials talking this over. The face-off will come outside. They said it went off a Canadian stick, but now the linesman talking to the referee. So the face-off will be outside the Russian line. There's Andre Tournier, the Canadian assistant coach, a longtime assistant for Hockey Canada, head coach of their under-18 team.
Really critical in these games as they get more and more pressure filled that the coaches keep their composure. You've got a bunch of teenagers in front of the bench or on the bench in front of you. They see you come unraveled. It's pretty easy for them to as well.
Now McIsaac. Turn over to Dorofeyev. Chips that ahead for Morozov. Morozov works behind the goal. McIsaac went to his stick. Now they collide in the corner. Morozov feeds it down to Dorofeyev. And Ty Smith stays with him. Alexandrov, a centering pass, knocked down by McIsaac, throws it back to center. And Zamula goes back to pick it up. Now knocked down by Canada's Connor McMichael. And McMichael ahead for Lavoie. There's so much penalty killing here. So many of these Canadian players haven't really been in the rhythm of the game. In comes Alexandrov walking in, shoots, hoping to save, rebound, loose in front, picked up by Byram. Now Dellandrea. He's got Foudy with him. Ty Dellandrea across the Foudy, one-time shot. Oh, and a save by Miftahoff. Back at the point. Bernard Docker with it now. Bernard Docker feeds it down to Foudy. Foudy spins and shoots. Deflected puck, bounce down in front. As Kolyenkov got in the way, and the Russians ice it. Now they'll say it was touched by a Canadian. And Bernard Docker goes back to pick it up. Beats that ahead to Foudy. Working with Dellandrea. Lead pass for Dudas. Shoots. Miftahoff to save. The rebound skipped away from Dellandrea. Ball comes on. Knocked down by Dellandrea. Picked up now by Foudy. Here's Dudas with it. Going to drop that back. And Denisenko throws it back to center ice. In comes Hominov with Sokolov. Hominov spins back in the corner. And the hulking Sokolov comes in as well. He collides with Ball. Sokolov, 6'4", 240 pounds, throws that back. Romanov fires, saved by Hofer. Rebound, moves in front. Hofer down, they score! Denisenko gives Russia a 2-1 lead.
Last year's leading scorer of the tournament, Grigory Denisenko, gets his 3rd of this tournament. Puck battle won behind the net. Sokolov's shot, or pass rather, goes back to the point. And Denisenko is going to be stopped once, and he stays at it to push it underneath the pad of Joel Hofer. One stop, but not enough. The puck's not covered. And Denisenko has given Russia a 2-1 lead.
5:14 to go here in the second period. 5-on-5 goal. And now Cousins rather. Up to Lafreniere. Missul around for Zhuravlov. Through the middle of Voronkov, up for Marchenko. Marchenko butts in on Addison. Shovels that towards the goal. Hofer makes the save. Knocked down by Drysdale to the line, but not out. Missul a long shot. Hofer to stop on that. And he'll cover the rebound. 4:49 to go here in the opening period. Canada ties it up on a 5-on-3. Denisenko restores that towards the goal, but Michael couldn't reach it. Now Sorkin to center ice to Kruglov. Ilya Kruglov works in. On Ty Smith, Kruglov still with it. Tried the wraparound off the side of the goal. Kruglov feeds it back to Romanov. His shot goes off a foot. Romanov, by the way, turns 20 tomorrow, the oldest Russian player. His last game of the World Junior, he's plus 16 in 13 games. The best plus-minus ever posted by a Russian player in the tournament. Dorofeyev. Back he goes, the centering pass for Alexandrov missed. Galenyuk comes up. Alexandrov. Back to Morozov. Winds and shoots. That was blocked by McIsaac. Now Foot flips it back. Takes the pass from Veleno. In comes Nolan Foot. Lifts that down. And Jared McIsaac is limping off the ice for Canada. Galenyuk. In across the blue line. Fires that down. Alexandrov now. Rings it around. Byram. Up for Akil Thomas. That pass was blocked. Alexandrov sends it back in deep for Sokolov. Sokolov works it free. Now Havanov comes in to help him out. Thomas on it. Picked up by Bernard Docker. Jacob Bernard Docker, the Canmore, Alberta native, for Mercer. Across to Mercer, flips it back in front to Byram. He tipped that wide. Ravois down to Mercer. That pass misfired. Now Bernard Docker fires. Hit the hop save. Rebound. Moves it, but Thomas can't connect on it. And now Mercer, bumped by Denisenko. Picked up by Zhuravlov. And now Sokolov, long shoot it. Havanov comes across the line, but the play's offside at the Canadian line.
Every play is so critical now as we get to the latter stages of the second period. Jared McIsaac's blocked a couple of shots today. This one catches him just at the top of the shin pad on the side. Hobbles his way over to the Canadian bench.
2:46 to go here in the period. Zamula plays it across to Pulyenkov, moved in by Podkolzin. Hofer brings that around, knocked down by Podkolzin. Pulyenkov a long shot, that was blocked by Cousin. And now Dylan Cousin is shaken up. Barely able to get back on his feet at center ice. In comes Marchenko on Addison. Marchenko with it, throws it back in front. Addison blocked that. Cousins can't reach that pass. He can hardly move. Now Addison throws it in for Lafreniere. Icing waved off. Cousins a long way from the Canadian bench. Finally gets there now.
Basically pushed himself there on one leg.
Bernard Docker has that pass knocked down by Marchenko at center ice. And Marchenko and Bernard Docker, a huge collision at the Canadian line. In comes Hayton. There at Hayton with a centering pass. Lafreniere shot, rebound. Looking at that, Bernard Docker a chance. That was blocked in front. The loose puck fired down the ice. What a chance there for Canada. A save and a blocked shot turned them away.
Jacob Bernard Docker has become one of Canada's most sturdy defensemen in this tournament. He's going to step up on Marchenko. That is a textbook shoulder to chest hit, clean. Both players up, fine. Lafreniere will create this chance by taking the puck down low. And Miftahoff, who came in relief in the semifinal, makes another excellent save for Russia.
Ty Smith feeds it across to McIsaac, who's back up there for Canada. Lead pass for Cooley, but the play was offside. 1:36 to go, and Dylan Cousins still shaking it off on the Canadian bench.
Yeah, you see him just nodding his head. He says he's okay, but man, he was in a little discomfort going back to the bench. This shot catches him in the knee. Must have hit him somewhere where there's a nerve. And
off the draw, the quick shot up by Hofer on Krugloff. Another chance, and Hofer turns that away. Fired wide by Sorkin. Loose in the corner. Ratishev trying to pick it out. Sorkin comes in as well. McIsaac up ahead to Foot. Nolan Foot pokes it ahead for Dellandrea. Ty Dellandrea sends it back in front. Just missed Foot with that pass. Now Maxim Sorkin throws that back for Romanov. 1 minute to go in the second period. Dorofeyev moved up a puck by Bernard Docker. Now a chance for Canada the other way. Veleno along with Hayton. And Veleno moves that down. Hayton works that free to Veleno. pokes it around. Canada in the middle of a change here. Issue banks it off the boards. Glove down by Byram. Feeds it back to Bernard Docker. Jacob Bernard Docker across the line. Moves it and shoots. Miftahoff punches that away. And it goes over the glass and out of play. And the faceoff will be in the Russian zone with 30 seconds to go in the period.
Last shift of the period, and Dale Hunter, for the first time tonight that I can remember, goes with Lafreniere, Veleno, and Hayton out on the ice together, with Dylan Cousins still stretching off that last block.
So Veleno for the faceoff. Voronkov will take the draw for Russia. Veleno gets a warning. Now Lafreniere pokes that down to Hayton. Spinning off Giravlov, who takes him in hard. Veleno goes after it. Veleno pulls it free. Loose in front for Lafreniere. The puck skipped away from him. Byram steps up. Knocked by him. Addison retreats to pick up the loose puck. And Addison pivots back. What a play by Kalen Addison. Veleno drops. In comes Bowen Byram. Drops it back for Veleno. In, shoot. That was blocked. Rolls wide of the goal. Final seconds now of the period. Veleno tries to poke it free, and time expires here in the second period. And Hayton got blocked.
That's a bad penalty by Zabula.
And they're going to get him for it. So right at the horn, the Canadian fans who made the trip over here, they've been in evidence everywhere here in Ostrava and all surrounding areas. They've had a good time.
That's a shift.
And that's just today.
Met some people that had gone to the Spengler Cup in Davos. That concluded with Canada's gold medal. And then they jumped on a flight and came here and are watching the end of this tournament as well.
Next year's tournament, Edmonton and Red Deer, by the way, the priority lottery, the closing deadline to register is tomorrow. So Canada on the power play. Cousins knocks it back for Lafreniere. Laid back to Addison. Kalen Addison. Break wide, he goes for Hayton. And away comes Barrett Hayton across the line to Cousins. And Canada gets set up in the offensive zone. Addison flips that down to Hayton. Barrett Hayton to Cousins. Works it behind the goal and across to Veleno. Lafreniere on the high slot. Addison across to Hayton. A quick shot. Tipped wide by Cousins. Lafreniere back with it. Plays it around. Hayton knocks it down to the boards. Barrett Hayton swings that back to Addison. Long shot. That is blocked in front. Romanov going to stick on it. And Galchenyuk off the boards by Addison and down the ice. Nolan Foote for Canada has played just 8 minutes through 2 periods. There's so much penalty killing going on. Waiting his chance on the power play. Here's Veleno, goes rink wide now to Cousins. Dylan Cousins swings that back to Addison. Across he goes for Lafreniere. Inside a minute to go on the Canadian power play. Addison across to Lafreniere. Feeds across the Hayton. Back in front. Miftahoff to save. And Voronkov moves it out short-handed for Russia. In comes Voronkov. A long shot. Hofer knocked that away but couldn't squeeze it. And now fired back down to the Russian zone by Misyul. Canada gets fresh legs on the ice. Away comes Hayton. Hayton tied up, trying to play that back in deep. Alexandrov knocked it down. Kruglov works in short-handed. Kruglov pokes up behind the Canadian goal line. Bowen Byram back for it. And Byram flips it back for Lafreniere. Foot out there now. Lafreniere feeds a pass to him. Skipped off his stick. Galchenyuk has it. And wrists it down the ice. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Ty Smith with it. Up ahead to Byram. The pass missed. Galchenyuk sends it right back down.
So now the difference is the 1 5-on-5 goal in the game. Both teams have had equal number of power plays, each with 1 power play goal.
Misyul to Giravlov. Feeds that in the corner. Havanov looks down for Denisenko. And it's picked up by Lavoie. McMichael calling for it. Lead pass. Connor McMichael in alone. Stopped by Miftahoff. Amir Miftahoff turns away. McMichael on the breakaway. Ty Smith Lines it across to McIsaac. He fans in the clearing attempt. Sokolov drops it back for Denisenko. And Denisenko with it. Down to Havanov. Now Sokolov tied up there by Ty Smith. Smith trying to poke it ahead. Lavoie on it. At the line. And Zamula with a long shot knocked away by Hofer. Now another chance. That's flipped wide by Havanov. Havanov. Back to Pilyankov. To Havanov. A big battle in front. Sokolov going to stick on that. Hofer down. The wraparound try for Sokolov turned away. Now Lavoie has it back. Canada breaks out. As McIsaac goes ahead to McMichael. McMichael down to McIsaac, who's jumped in on Pilyankov. Canada changing off the bench comes Foudy. And Liam Foudy plays that in, knocked down by Kruglov.
Well, what a chance for Connor McMichael to tie this game. Gorgeous feed from Lavoie to send him in.
Bernard Docker flips it back to Kevin Ball. Lead pass on the table, Dellandrea. Ty Dellandrea works in. Dellandrea with a shot, left-footed wide. Rolling up back on it. Dellandrea launched into him. And now Kruglov to the line, but not out. Addison a long shot. Mipkahov swept that away. Foudy picks it up. Liam Foudy loose along the board. Chops that down to Dellandrea. Here's Romanov with it with time. Out to center ice. Marchenko with it. By Addison, and back his Ball to pick it up. Ball pokes it there for Dellandrea. Marchenko picked it off, and now Addison has it back. Puts that to Foudy. And now Ball back with it. Ball spins that back to Addison. Both teams changing now as Addison flips out ahead for Valeno. Joe Valeno. Caught up by Alexandrov, spins free. And now Valeno slides it across to Bernard Docker. A centering pass. Valeno tipped that, and Mipkahov kicked that away.
Lafreniere on the ice with foot and Valeno this time.
Byram, a lead pass. That missed Lafreniere. Icing waved off as Daniel Missioul goes back. Pokes it ahead to Dorofeyev. Dorofeyev to Missioul, jumping in. Plays that in the corner for Alexandrov. And now Missioul, who had lost his stick, is in the play. Missioul picks it up. Plays it down to Dorofeyev. He gets loose for Morozov. They collide behind the goal. Dorofeyev pokes it free. Byram leaves it there for Valeno. And Valeno lifts that back to center ice. Knocked down by Zamula. Picked up by Malyshev. Pilyankov, rather. Leaves it back for Zamula. Now Zamula. Winds that down in the Canadian zone. Jamie Drysdale goes back towards Zamula in deep court to Sokolov. He's tied up. Sokolov works free on Drysdale. Denisenko throws it back in the corner for Sokolov. Back in the point is Zamula for Havanov. Havanov works free. Now Pilyankov a shot off the stick of Mercer. Trickles down to Hofer, and he hangs on to that.
Connor McMichael has got goals in 3 straight games, and he gets a breakaway here. A gorgeous feed from Raphael Lavoie. Miftahoff holds his ground, and as McMichael tries to go up over the blocker, he's able to push it away. The Russians were on a change, and that opened up the one side of the ice. The bench applauds their goaltender, and McMichael can only rue the chance that got away.
Now Akil Thomas with a face-off against Kruglov. And Kruglov feeds that back to Galenya. Cousins racing to it, chops that loose puck. Bertyshev had to go off his skate, poke ahead to McMichael. Looking in for Thomas, that was knocked down by Romanov.
Russia's defense, for me, Gord, quite surprisingly, has been very aggressive in this period. We've seen Zamula down behind the other net, Missioul, and then Romanov pinching all the way to the corner. If Canada can make a quick, short breakout pass to a supporting centerman, they might get out of there on a man advantage break again.
Ball fires that in. Galenya looks ahead. That was knocked down by McMichael, who throws it back in. McMichael down to Thomas. That was knocked down and brought up by Voronkov. In on Ball. Voronkov peels back and shoots. That was blocked by Ball. He picks it up. And now Kevin Ball leads the rush. His pass rink wide was knocked away by Bud Colson. And Akil Thomas has to retreat to the bench. Canada had a delayed offside coming. Morozov to the Canadian line, knocked down by Byram. Bernard Docker drops it back to Bowen Byram, the 4th overall pick in last year's NHL draft to Colorado. In comes Byram. Plays it around. Alexandrov gets there for the Russians, chops it to the line and not out. Now it's picked off, brought up by Dorofeyev. For Morozov, that pass intercepted by Dellandrea. He's got Foudy with him. Liam Foudy throws that ahead. A bouncing puck swept away by Miftaha. In comes Leno on the forecheck. Foudy with a shot. That goes wide. Dorofeyev on it. Plays it in for Morozov. Throws that back for Zamula. 12.5 to go here in the 3rd period. Russia with a 2-1 lead. Denisenko drops that back to Havanov. That's picked off by McIsaac. It's skipped away from him. Havanov pokes it free. Now McIsaac goes racing to it. McIsaac up for Dellandrea. The center ice for Foudy. Throws that rink wide. Heaton going after it. On Galenya. Heaton takes a bump there. Moves the puck ahead. Now Heaton works it free. Kicks it loose in the corner and puts it back across for McIsaac. Sorkin up ahead for Denisenko. Grigory Denisenko comes leaping on Smith. Now flies behind the goal of McIsaac. Heaton back for it. Sorkin trying to work that free. McIsaac on it now. And Jared McIsaac works it free. McIsaac, a lead pass that was knocked out at center ice. Moved ahead by Sorkin. He finds Kruglov. Bumped there by Smith. Now from a sharp angle, that shot taken by Ratic, stopped by Hofer. Another chance in front. Big shot, score! Maxim Sorkin snaps it home, and Russia leads 3-1.
Joel Hofer has made next to no mistakes in the Canadian goal. He makes one here as a sharp angle shot he can't handle, and the rebound is going to allow the play to continue. There's really nothing going on in this play. Russia will chip it deep. And this shot's from the corner. Hofer leaves the rebound, and that leaves McIsaac stuck halfway between defending Sorkin in front of the net. He tries to block it. Sorkin shot, his first point of the tournament, beats Joel Hofer. Canada's got a huge hole now, down by 2 with 11 minutes left.
So 11 minutes to go here in the 3rd period. Russia with a 2-goal lead. Seeking their first gold medal since 2011 when they beat Canada in that comeback in Buffalo. Moved ahead by Cousins. In comes Cousins across the line. Dylan Cousins works back along the board. Drops that back to Byram. He feeds across to Edwards, second after the Russian goal. This might get reviewed. But McMichael turned away on the breakaway earlier. Gets a deflection here.
The official was making the review sign almost immediately. McMichael is up. Oh, it's in the top of the slot. They want this reviewed, whether McMichael directs this into the net with his right foot or not. Well, I don't think so. I mean, that puck is halfway up his shin pad. He lifts his foot off the ice, but it would be hard.
You cannot direct the puck
right
any manner with your foot under IIHF rules. In the NHL, you can turn your blade. If they rule that he turned his foot to direct it, that would be no goal. It's a subtle difference between the IIHF rule and the NHL rule.
But it matters a lot here.
Right. Now, he wasn't looking. I mean, the puck was behind him.
So they'll have to determine that. I mean, was he trying to get it to the front of the net? Was he trying to get out of the way of it? Was he trying to let it hit him? They're going to have to determine that. That's going to be a tough one. The shot is partially blocked here. and it bounces all the way across the ice.
Well, it's off one foot and off the other, so I mean that's hard to say he directed that.
It would be really hard for me to buy that he was good enough to direct that to the net. So it deflects off Voronkov off the right shin and calf.
It's a goal. Canada's back within one.
That's the right call.
So 10:40 to go. Canada once again down one.
Isn't that the way it is? You miss a breakaway, one bounces off your calf and into the net. Canada, that's the first time that line in that configuration was together. McMichael's on the ice with Lavoie. There's the Addison shot that deflected off of McMichael in the net. So Lavoie and Addison, or Lavoie, McMichael, and Cousins were out together.
Now this is Foot, centering Heaton and Lafreniere. Addison, lead pass for Heaton, chips in for Lafreniere. Galchenyuk knocks it down, feeds out ahead for Alexandrov. Trying to spin away from Addison. Alexandrov walks in, a little backdoor pass, missed for Dorofeyev. Romanov keeps it alive. Now here's Nolan Foot with it. Foot. The Kelowna Rocket to the western leg. Brings back with Byram, and now Byram lifts that down to the Russian zone. Into the forecheck goes Lafreniere. Heaton trying to knock that free from Sokolov. Rozov throws that to center ice, knocked down by Lafreniere for Smith. In comes Ty Smith. Smith drops it off for Foot. Alexandrov got in the way. Heaton knocked it down. Beat down to Foot. Nolan Foot with the room. Shoots him a sharp angle. That goes high. Knocked down by Ball.
Well, we're in for a finish now.
Ball fires it down. When aren't we?
These teams have played some unbelievable medal round games.
Romanov, hook free by McMichael, but the play is offside at the Russian line. Russia takes a 3-1 lead. Back comes Canada. The goal by McMichael. Now 3-2. Back across to Sorkin. Maxim Sorkin shoots it in. Gloved by Hofer, and he'll hang on to that.
Connor McMichael starting to get more and more ice time here in the third period. He missed a breakaway. He's got the goal off of his leg. He plays for Dale Hunter in London, so there would be a great familiarity for Hunter to know where he thinks that McMichael would fit. Now he's out with Veleno and Foudy.
Foudy another London night. Now Polyenkov with it. Polyenkov in the corner on McMichael. Plays that back at the point for Sorkin. Winds and shoots. Bouncing puck. Hofer gets down to the deflection and makes the stop.
Good traffic in front of Hofer. He's got to find it again, make the save, but that rebound control that the players always talked about here comes into play again. It's a long shot. Sorkin's at the point covering for the defenseman, and Ratishev is inside of Ty Smith. Hofer has to track that, and he makes a really difficult save.
Now Voronkov with a face-off against Dellandrea. Off the face-off win by Dellandrea.
Penalty coming up for Russia here.
Dellandrea took with a high stick. Lafreniere picks it up. And as Marchenko touches up with 8:48 to go in the third period, Canada's going to the power play as Voronkov goes off.
Second penalty of the game for Voronkov as he just runs straight over top of Ty Dellandrea.
Veleno, Cousins, Lafreniere, Heaton, and Addison come out on the Canadian power play. Canada 1 for 5 with 5 shots total. The goal scored by Dylan Cousins on a 5-on-3. Veleno gets a warning. Wins the face-off back to Addison. Kalen Addison for Lafreniere. Alexis Lafreniere back to Kalen. He can barely raise his arms, but he can score a tying goal in the gold medal game.
What an inspirational, important, critical goal by their team captain. I saw Hayton earlier today. I thought there was no chance he was going to be able to play. I'm shocked he's in the game, and I'm amazed at how hard he has played as this game went on. He was nervous early, got himself into the game, and this power play finds Hayton with the wrister. A beauty up over the blocker of Miftahov. Addison sets it up as he's done all tournament, and the captain comes through to tie the game at 3.
Now that pass picked up at center ice by Dorofeyev, working on Bernard Docker. 8.5 to go in the third period, a 3-3 tie. Foudy. Rink wide pass, knocked down by McMichael. He chops that back to the Russian zone. Alexandrov with it. And now Morozov picks it off. In comes Morozov around Foudy. Tries to kick that free. Waits for teammates to arrive. Picked off by Foudy again. And Foudy shovels that down to the Russian zone. That'll be icing against Canada.
What an unbelievable performance. You can only imagine the disappointment of Barrett Hayton yesterday when he was driven into the boards. It looked like we heard him yell in the arena. The injury seemed like there was no way he was going to be in the lineup. His third period goal has erupted the Canadian bench.
Face off won by Dellandrea. Moves that down to McMichael. And now the Russians call for icing.
The Russians are starting to lose their cool here a little bit. This time it was Havanov. All of a sudden, Russia has taken more penalties than Canada in this game. 6-5 on the power plays. Canada with 2 power play goals, Russia with 1. You know, Gordon, I'm looking at this 3-3 game, and we're talking right now about the Hayton power play goal. Let's not forget the McMichael goal. That was 34 seconds after the Russians took a 3-1 lead. If there was momentum that needed to be changed, something had to happen. And it was the McMichael goal off the back of his leg that helped springboard Canada into a position to tie this game.
Canada with goals 2 minutes and 1 second apart to tie it up. And now a centering pass by Foudy was blocked. Check that Lafreniere, and now Cousins with it. Back at the point is Hayton. Barrett Hayton walks across the top. He's shot there by Havanov. Gets around Denisenko. Hayton still with it. Loose in the corner, taken down by Zamula. Lafreniere on it. Works out of the corner, Lafreniere. Spins and shoots. That drifts off a skate. Over the glass and out of play. Barrett Hayton, the Peterborough, Ontario native. And moved ahead by Sorkin. Out to play it is Hofer. Leaves it there for Addison. Now Valeno knocked it down. And Kruglov fires it back down. Byram. Here is Valeno. Joe Valeno. Feeds that back to Byram. Addison up for Valeno. Gets that down the Russian zone. It's knocked down there by Misyul. Now Byram shields off Marchenko. And Byram back with it. Puck squirts back in front. Hofer knocks that away and flips it back to center. Foudy can fly, and he comes on Misyul. And Misyul quickly knocked that away from him. Voronkov flips that ahead. Knocked down by Bernard Docker. Around he goes to Foudy. Now Misyul drops it back to Zhuravlov. Misyul. Gains center ice and flips that down. Put it over the glass. But from center ice, there's no penalty. And the faceoff will be at center ice. 5:45 to go in the third period. It's Canada and Russia. knotted at 3 in the third period of the gold medal game of the 2020 World Junior Hockey Championship. If the game is tied in regulation, it's 3-on-3 overtime until there's a winner. There's no shootout in the gold medal game. Dorofea drops that back. Zamula, long shot. Hofer makes the stop. And Bernard Docker has it back.
Barrett Hayton's in some distress at the Canadian bench. He got hit right in front of the penalty boxes here.
Now brought in by Havanov. Havanov works in on ball, shoots. Hofer makes the stop and is able to hang on.
Hayton's talking to athletic therapist Mike Bernstein. Across the ice from the Canadian bench, Hayton's going to get run into.
It was the second up from Rozov.
You see how tightly he grips that left arm to his body. Not really a big hit. I mean, he's finishing the check on him, and you can see Hayton right away, man, that stings for him. Staying on the bench, however.
Denisenko had that shot deflect wide. Hofer plays it around a foot. Knocked down by Dellandrea. Plays it back for Ball. Now Dellandrea pulls that free for Canada, along with Foot. Dellandrea works it ahead, fires that down to the Russian zone, and they're going to call that icing as the shooting came from the other side of center ice. 4:33 to go, and the face-off back down to the Canadian zone.
Valeri Brogin sees his team with a 3-1 lead. 34 seconds after Maxim Sorkin scored to make it 3-1. Connor McMichael. Think of Tyler Steenbergen a couple of years ago in Buffalo. Doesn't have a shift forever. His first goal of the tournament turns out to win the gold medal. Can Akil Thomas have done the same thing?
Now Polyenkov goes back for it. What a turn of events. Canada has its first lead. Dudas down to Foudy. Liam Foudy works it free. Now Foudy in the corner with it. Foudy works that down. Milano, who will play a ton here down the stretch, knocks that back in the corner. Zamula. Russians came back to tie against the Swedes in the semifinal, won the game in overtime. Now trying for the equalizer here. Barchenko turns it over. Dudas out to Valeno. And Podkolzin has it back. Vasily Podkolzin works in. Podkolzin, poke check by Valeno. Back comes Lafreniere with Valeno. Lafreniere in, shoots, that goes wide. Picked up now by Romanov. Alexander Romanov winds in. In on Ball, Kevin Ball. Separated Podkolzin from the puck. Now a chance on the side of goal. Podkolzin down low, wide. A penalty coming to Canada. Havanov feeds it back to Denisenko. In for Havanov. Havanov, a centering pass. That missed Romanov. And the puck back to center ice. Touched up by Cousins, though he didn't get it. Denisenko in for Havanov. Havanov winds in. Morozov had it poked away by Ball, and with 2:41 to go in the third period, Ball is called for hooking, and Russia will go to the power play.
Oh man, this third period has been unbelievable. Here is the penalty on Kevin Ball as Podkolzin finds a little bit of room to go to the front of the net. The Akil Thomas goal, dramatic goal as he beats Miftahoff. The Canadian bench will explode as they've taken a 4-3 lead in the hallway below the rink. That's the legend Vladislav Tretiak watching a TV feed, shaking his head.
Timeout called. Igor Larionov on the Russian bench, along with Brogin, talking to the Russian team. Russia 1 for 5 on the power play with 10 shots.
Canada with 3 straight goals in the third period, trailing 3-1. Now that penalty killing group that did such an amazing job in the first period when they took 4 penalties will have a beyond important kill. Now Russia has the goaltender out. It's a 6-on-4. I don't love this gourd off the face-off. I'd prefer to wait till I had possession to take the goaltender out of the net. You lose the draw, the defensive team shoots at 200 feet, it's over.
Veleno will face off against Voronkov. Draw one back to Denisenko to Romanov. Across to Zamula. Romanov fires, Hofer the save, and there's no rebound.
Oh boy.
Mom and Dad.
I hope somehow they're enjoying this through their nerves. This is the Romanov point shot through a screen. A little bit of an exhale.
For Elaine and Steven.
Although 8 seconds just ran off the clock. A long way to go yet.
Now Galandria wins it back to Bernard Docker. Docker fires it down and misses. Back to pick it up is Zamula. In for Havanov. Being watched there by Foudy. Havanov gains center ice, winds it in, fires. Hofer knocks it down. He shoots at the empty net. It goes off a Russian player. And the faceoff will be outside. Was he going for the empty net goal?
Well, he's trying, perhaps, but trying to clear it as well. But what a gutsy play by Joel Hofer to clear the puck from that position.
Now, Javi Boulin's asking Brogdon, do you want the goalie back in the net? The faceoff's going to be outside the Canadian line. And they're going to keep the 6 skaters on the ice here. Some confusion on the Russian bench there. 2:11 to go in the third period. Another face-off win for Canada. Dudas with it. Aiden Dudas backhands that towards the empty net. Zamula goes back for it. 2 minutes to go in the third period. In comes puck, pulls it across the line. Drops that back and wrapped around. Bowen Byram slaps it off the boards, but not out. Morozov knocked it down from Romanov. Now Dudas on it. Aiden Dudas shovels that off the camera. And that's going to be a penalty to Canada for delay of game. It hit the camera above the glass. Now that is... Going to check on this now.
There would be ground rules, if you will, discussed about this. Is the camera in play or is it out of play?
The camera is
it's out of play. I mean, looking at that angle, that puck is out of play now. The referees don't have that look.
Right.
They won't have a secondary look here. The linesman immediately called a 2-minute penalty.
Doesn't look like there's going to be a penalty against Canada.
The Russians are infuriated. This is not going to be a penalty. That camera is our TSN center ice camera. That is behind the glass. It's placed behind the glass for that purpose. Oh boy.
Voronkov for the faceoff. Scramble draw. Bernard Docker gets to it. Now Denisenko. Inside a minute to go in the Russian power play. Havanov feeds that back for Romanov. Across to Zamula. Feeds it back across. Havanov a shot. He cued that wide. Denisenko on it. Grigory Denisenko.
That's going to be a penalty here.
Penalty to Russia. We saw the same call on Veleno earlier for knocking the defender's stick out of his hands. That's going to do it for the Russian power play, which had 44 seconds remaining.
Dorofeyev is going to go to the penalty box.
It's interference is the call under IIHF rules.
Same penalty that was called on Veleno. It's the same thing. It's interference. They called it in the first period. They'll call it here in the third period. Dorofeyev lifts the stick out of Foudy's hands. And so we've got 4-on-4 to close the game, well, to close most of the game out. If Canada can get control of the puck, Russia can't pull the goaltender. If you can keep the puck rolling around down in this end of the ice, you'll keep the goalie in the net.
Always think, though, that 4-on-4 is a disadvantage for the defending team. A little more room for the attackers.
You win the draw, you've got the puck, however.
Veleno lost the draw to Havanov, but now gets it back. And Veleno scrums it back in the corner. Stepping up is Foudy, and Veleno feeds that back to Byram.
That's a good 20 seconds for Joe Veleno right there. Outstanding work.
Bernard Docker knocks that down to the Russian zone. Now on the 4-on-4, Denisenko. In across the Canadian line, Denisenko deals back. Inside a minute to go, Mikhailov to the bench. Rush with the extra skater on the ice. In comes Romanov. Head back in the corner, Havanov. Denisenko. Morozov. Denisenko winds and shoots. His stick broke. Picked up by Foudy. Plays it back to center ice. And now Canada on the power play. Denisenko slams his stick to the ice in frustration. And he's going to get a penalty here, I believe. Denisenko's going off with 37 seconds left in the third period. 5-on-3 Canada for the rest of the third period. And the captain is unglued in the penalty box.
The penalty is that Denisenko carried the broken stick all the way to the penalty box. He's trying to clearly shoot the puck from the top here. His stick craters on him. Oh, and so he played the puck there. That's the penalty on Denisenko. As Foudy was breaking out, he tried to poke the puck away. Canada, with a 3-goal third period, should be able to milk this away. Win the puck, you don't have to shoot it. Don't shoot it, hold on to it.
Bernard Docker down to Hayton. Back out there for Canada, Cousins with it now. Back for Lafreniere. Canada playing keep away now. Lafreniere in the corner for Cousins. Cousins. 20 seconds to go in the third period. Lafreniere back to Byram. Byram shovels it down to Lafreniere. Looks down to Cousins. 10 seconds to go in the third period. Hayton feeds it down to Cousins. Telling Cousins in, shoots. Mikhailov the save. And Canada's going to win it. It's a gold medal in Ostrava as Canada comes back.